Have you ever woken up at 3 in the morning, looked in the mirror and asked, who is that person staring back? And then your heart tightens as you remember a time when you were everything: a powerful executive, the pillar of the family, or the one whose beauty captured every room. If so, you are carrying an invisible weight, the burden of the past. Welcome to Buddha Essence Wisdom. Please subscribe to my channel to support my upcoming videos. My friends, after 60, we often suffer because we cling to an identity that is faded. Imagine your life as a river. If the river tried to cling to the mountains it had already passed, it would become a stagnant pond instead of flowing to the sea. I once met Robert, a prominent lawyer here in the US. After retiring, he fell into depression because he felt useless without his title. Do you see yourself in Robert? Do you feel lost when you're no longer the hero you used to be? Science says our cells are constantly replaced. So where is that self from 20 years ago? It's just a ghost of time. True freedom is realizing that identity is a river that never stops flowing. When you stop defining yourself by what you used to be, you find incredible relief. You no longer have to strain to maintain an outdated image. Don't let old titles become a cage for your soul. Allow yourself to be nobody so you can live fully in the present. Look at your hands for a moment. Do they tremble a little? Does the mirror show a stranger with silver hair and wrinkles you didn't ask for? Most of us, as we age, feel like our body is a traitor, a failing machine that no longer obeys. But what if I told you that this change is not a defeat, but a profound teaching? I want you to imagine this. You are a cracked pot. A water carrier has 2 pots. One is perfect and the other has a deep crack. Every day the cracked pot leaks half its water along the path. It feels ashamed, useless, and broken. But then the carrier points to the ground on the side of the cracked pot. Beautiful wildflowers have bloomed because it watered them every single day. Your body is that cracked pot. Your joint pain, your slowing pace, these are not enemies. Suffering doesn't come from the ache in your knees. It comes from your resistance to the natural law of birth, aging, and decay. I once sat with Thomas, a former athlete who felt humiliated by his walker. I told him, "Thomas, you are not failing at being young. You are succeeding at being a sage." When he stopped fighting his body, he finally heard the birds sing and felt the breeze he had ignored for 70 years. Don't spend your remaining years at war with your own skin. Your worth is not measured by your physical strength, but by the light of your awareness. Be gentle with your cracked pot. It has been watering the flowers of wisdom all along. Have you ever spent years, even decades, waiting for someone, a brother, a spouse, or a close friend to finally see things your way? You've explained, pleaded, and exhausted yourself. Yet they remain exactly as they are. This is one of the most draining forms of suffering, believing that your peace depends on someone else's transformation. Welcome back to Buddha Essence Wisdom. If this message touches your heart, please subscribe to join our community of 60+ souls seeking peace. I want you to imagine this. You encounter a poisonous snake in the woods. You don't sit down to lecture the snake on why it shouldn't be venomous. You simply handle it with care, keep a safe distance, and accept what it is. Compassion doesn't mean absorbing the venom. Each person has their own path, their own karma, and their own pace of learning. You can love them deeply, you can set boundaries to protect yourself, but you cannot grow for them. I once knew a man named Eugene who spent 40 years trying to fix his brother. He was constantly angry and resentful. Only when he finally said, "This is his journey, not mine," did he find freedom. When you stop trying to be the manager of everyone else's life, you finally have the energy to be the master of your own. Release them. Not because you don't care, but because you realize that their change is not the key to your peace. As we move deeper into our 60s and 70s, the world often starts to feel smaller. The people we once leaned on may fade away, and the roles that gave us strength begin to dissolve. In these moments, it's easy to feel lost in the dark. But the Buddha's final words offer us the ultimate gift. Be a lamp unto yourself. He was reminding us that the light we've been seeking outside has been within us all along. I want you to think about this. You are not this aging body, and you are not the ups and downs of your life story. You are the awareness that witnesses it all. Imagine sitting on a riverbank. You are not the debris floating by, nor are you the turbulent water. You are the silent observer watching the river flow. I once spoke with a woman who felt abandoned after her children moved far away. I told her, stop looking for a harbor in other people. They are waves just like you. Build your harbor within your own presence. When she stopped seeking external validation, she found a strength that nothing could take away. Your true power lies in your mindfulness. No one can breathe for you, and no one can find peace for you. Stop searching for a refuge in things that change. Be your own light, and you will find that even in the deepest darkness, you are never truly lost. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Many of us spend our precious years waging war against reality, pushing against walls that will never move. We think that by worrying or resisting, we can somehow change what has already happened. I want you to imagine this. You are a farmer whose horse has run away. Your neighbors cry out, "What terrible luck," but you simply say, "Maybe." The next day, the horse returns with 3 wild horses, and the neighbors shout, "What wonderful luck." Again you say, "Maybe." The point is not to be indifferent, but to stop labeling every event as a catastrophe or a blessing. I once knew a man named Robert who lost his wife to cancer. He spent years fighting with doctors and fate, so consumed by the war against reality that he forgot to simply hold her hand in her final months. He told me with tears, "I fought a war I couldn't win and missed the chance to just be with her." If your effort can change an outcome, then act wisely. But if it cannot, let it go gracefully. Don't waste your golden years fighting with facts that have already passed. Serenity is not giving up. It is the profound courage to stop fighting, losing battles, so you can finally show up for the life you still have. Here is a truth many of us realize too late. The problem isn't what we can't control. The problem is the belief that we should have been able to control it. When something painful happens, a health diagnosis, a financial loss, or a broken relationship, that is the first arrow. It is the inevitable pain of being alive. But then we do something tragic, we shoot ourselves with a second arrow. The second arrow is the voice in your head that screams, "I should have done more. I should have seen this coming," or "If only I'd been smarter." This is the arrow of guilt and the illusion of control. We think that by blaming ourselves, we are somehow back in charge, but you were never in control. You just thought you were. Imagine trying to hold your breath forever. Eventually, your body overrides your will and the breath bursts out. Life is the same. You can plan meticulously, but life will pry your fingers open anyway. I once met Helen, who blamed herself for years after her daughter's divorce, thinking she could have prevented it. I asked her, if you had zero control over someone else's heart, how would you live differently right now? Put down the second arrow. You have been carrying it long enough. Your peace doesn't come from controlling your environment. It comes from releasing the need to control it. You can't control the winds, but you can certainly stop fighting the air. The Buddha once said, "All that is subject to arising is subject to ceasing." At our age, these are no longer just words in a book. They are the people we love. Friends we've known for 50 years are gone. A spouse who was our world fades away. And the question that haunts us is, how do I keep living when so much is gone? I want you to imagine this. You are holding a beautiful flower. You know that in a few days it will wither. Does that make the flower less beautiful? No, it makes it precious. Everything with a form must eventually dissolve. That is the law of the universe. I once met Margaret, whose husband died after 52 years together. For months she kept his study exactly as he left it, his glasses on the desk, his coffee mug unwashed. She was making her life a museum of absence. I asked her, are you keeping this room the same to honor him or to resist the fact that he's gone? Eventually, she realized that letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It means you stop arguing with reality. Love is the price we pay for loss, but loss is also the proof that we have loved deeply. Do not let grief close your heart. Let it deepen your capacity to love those who are still here. For decades, your primary mission was to protect, guide, and shape your children. But now comes the hardest lesson of all, opening your hands so they can fly. Many parents lie awake at night worrying about their children's choices, their jobs, their partners, the paths they take. But the tighter you grip, the more you lose the very connection you're trying to save. I want you to imagine this. You find an injured bird and hold it in your palm. If you close your fist to protect it, the bird will panic and struggle against your fingers. It is only when you open your hand that the bird becomes calm. Your children came through you, but they are not yours. They are independent souls with their own karma to navigate. I once knew Dorothy who hadn't spoken to her son for 3 years because she couldn't accept his choices. She carried that anger like a stone in her chest. Only when she sent him a letter saying, "I release my need to direct your path. I love you." And that is separate from my agreement. Did the door to their relationship finally breathe again? Stopping your control is not stopping your love. It is offering them the ultimate respect, the freedom to write their own story. Your job now is not to fix, but to witness, not to direct, but to be a harbor of peace when they decide to return. When you let go, the bird may fly away, but if the love is real, it will always know the way home. If today's reflection resonates with you, you're welcome to support the channel by liking, sharing, or subscribing. Each small action you take is a source of energy that helps me continue creating mindful content for the Buddha Essence Wisdom community.